Today is Thursday, September 21st, 2023. I'm sitting at a bench outside my office at a park kind of near the ACC. Since I am learning Chinese every Saturday for 2 hours, I'm trying to understand what kind of Chinese street foods are available in China and what we learn from them, and how we can apply the Chinese foods to Korean market or American market or your local market. So let's find that out, what foods we can adapt from Chinese culture. This article is from the culturetrip.com, and I am going to read it very loud so that I can practice English. Yes, I am Korean. I am not a native English speaker, so this is just another material to learn English. Since we have mosquitoes, I will move on to a less crowded, less shaded area. Just a second. So I'm back. I'm sitting at stairs to some kind of art school now. There are no mosquitoes here. So let's start to read. The top Chinese street foods you should try at least once. Here the food is plural, foods, because not just one food but multiple foods. And we are not talking about the food, housing, clothes, the basic abstract concept. Here we are talking about the real foods. So that's why we have a plural form of foods. Make sure to try a delicious Jiamo, a traditional Uyghur meat sandwich. Tony Peterson, Alami. Angela Lee, September 14th, September 2022. Eating your way around China's bustling street foods. Eating your way around China's bustling street food is the perfect way to explore its culinary scene. There's an endless selection of options, which include crepes, dumplings, rice balls, and even a burger. Here, Culture Trip lists some of the best street food you will find in China. Strangely, here food also singular. So basically, food or food, sometimes they are used interchangeably. So dumplings, rice balls, even burger. Jianbing, Chinese crepes. Known as the Chinese crepes, Jianbing is one of the most common street foods eaten for breakfast in China. Here, the Chinese foods is plural. It is easily accessible around street corners, outside of subway stations and tourist attractions. Though the types of jianbing vary by city, the main ingredients are generally the same. The dough is made of wheat and grain flour and fried on a griddle with egg as base. Fried on a griddle, right? Griddle. It's not a wok, it's the flat cast iron, dark flat cast iron, very large, larger than the big pizza size, and it is fried with egg as the base. Meanwhile, the center is filled with scallions, 조개, scallions, lettuce, cilantro, and rich chili sauce. A Beijing breakfast. Stern Images Incorporated, Alami. I think Stern Images, they sell the stock videos maybe, altogether. Jianbing. Jian means chun in Korean. Bing means cake, more like a pancake. Jianbing means widespread pancake. Jianbing. Jiaozi, gyoza in Korean. In Chinese also gyoza. Japanese gyoza. Chinese dumplings. So dumplings looks like that, right? Jiao It's not a mantou. In Korean, they are called mantou, but actually they are called jiaozi, gyoza. Koreans out there, be careful. Jiaozi, Chinese dumplings filled with vegetables and or meat. Jiaozi, or Chinese dumplings, are common street foods. They are shaped like ancient gold ingots, which were believed to bring you good luck. They are often shallow fried or deep fried and eaten with a dip of soy vinegar sauce for flavor. Ancient gold ingots. Gold ingots. They are often shallow fried or deep fried. So we know that deep fried, but I didn't know that the opposite word was shallow. Shallow fried. Quite simple, but I didn't know that. Often shallow fried or deep fried and eaten with a dip of soy vinegar sauce for flavor. With a dip. Eaten with a dip. That's good expression, man. Where is it, right? Oops.
그지? 진짜 맛있잖아. 다른 거 다 먹자.
야, 근데 진짜 충격이야. 나 붙었어.
내가 말했지.
다른 사람이 보는데 풀어서 볼까?
아니야.
So they are eaten with a dip of soy vinegar sauce for flavor. They are eaten with a dip of soy vinegar sauce for flavor. One bite releases a mouthful of hot, juicy broth that reaches every sense on the tongue. That reaches every sense on the tongue, creating an explosive mixture of flavors. That's exaggeration right there, Chinese exaggeration style. One bite releases a mouthful of hot, juicy broth that reaches every sense on the tongue, creating an explosive mixture of flavors. Jiaozis are eaten all throughout the year, but more so on Chinese New Year. Jiaozi. They are eaten all throughout the year, and they are eaten with a dip of soybean sauce. Soy vinegar sauce, right? Soy vinegar sauce. Shallow fried and deep fried. And what else? Jiaozi, ancient gold ingots. They are eaten with a dip of soy vinegar sauce for flavor. Jiaozi prawn manged out gyozas with soy sauce. They've heard of the word prawn. We know that prawn manged out gyozas. Paigu niangao. Niangao means duck in Korean, or rice cake. Pai gu, pork chop with rice cakes. Paigu niangao is essentially a Chinese dish with pork chops and fried rice cakes. The pork chop is marinated and boiled with oil, sugar, sauce, and ginger, while glutinous rice flour is ground into a paste, sliced into thin, small segments, wrapped around the pork chop, and then fried. The cooking process results in a hot, slightly sticky, compact meal that conceals the juicy flavors of the pork chops as well as the sauce. Let me go over the recipe one more time. Paigu niangao is essentially a Chinese dish with pork chops and fried rice cakes. The pork chop is marinated. That's good expression. The pork chop is marinated, dipped in the brine water, marinated and boiled with oil, sugar, sauce, and ginger, while glutinous rice flour and boiled with oil, sugar, sauce, and ginger, while glutinous rice flour is ground into a paste, sliced into thin, small segments, sliced into thin, small segments, wrapped around the pork chop, and then fried. The cooking process results in a hot, slightly sticky, compact meal that conceals the juicy flavors of the pork chops as well as the sauce. Shanghai sticky rice cakes with pork chops. Zuna GmbH Alma. Qiu fan tuan or qiu fan, glutinous rice balls. Glutinous rice balls. Glutinous rice balls. 自饭自饭自饭 Qi fan tuan or 自饭 are rice balls filled with various flavorful local ingredients. The most common types are the savory kinds. These include hot cai, pickled vegetables, rousing pork floss, and you tiao, long golden brown. Tiao means long. You, I don't know, maybe oil. Long golden brown strips of deep fried dough. See, you means oil. So, you tiao. Long golden brown strips of deep fried dough. These are also the sweet variations, which consist of the same ingredients as the savory ones, but with added sugar as well as sesame. 吃饭团 are one of the most popular breakfast dishes along the streets of Nanyang Lu and Xikang Lu in Shanghai. Lu means road in Chinese, right? You want me to write down the Chinese letter? Here it is. Something like that, right? There are also the sweet variations, which consist of the same ingredients as the savory ones, but with added sugar as well as sesame. 吃饭团 are one of the most popular breakfast dishes along the streets of Nanyang Lu and Xikang Lu in Shanghai. Glutinous rice balls prepared for the Lantern Festival. So here we come to the word savory. Savvy, we know the savvy, very street smart, savory. So what does it mean? Tasty, having a pleasant flavor. Fragrant, having a pleasant odor, appetizing, agreeable, pleasant, spicy, piquant. Savory may refer to savory. Yeah, sweet, savory, right? Savory, sweet. But let's go back and 包子. So 包子 is more like jimpang, right? 包子. 包 means wrapped around bread. Z means just thin. 包子, 饺子. 饺子 is more like a mandu in Korean, or mantou. Or 包子 is jimpang. 包子. Baos are dough buns, often filled with juicy meat such as barbecued pork and or vegetables. In Korea, baos comes in two kinds. One is wrapped around in meat, and another one is wrapped around in kimchi. Kimchi is everywhere in Korea, man. And steamed in steaming trays made of bamboo. Same thing. Steamed in steaming trays made of bamboo. Steamed. 包子 饺子. They are prepared similarly to the way 饺子 dumplings are prepared. Yeah, basically they are same. The only difference is that 包子 consists of thicker dough, as well as a larger amount of filling. Yeah, because it's big. It has larger amount of filling. And it consists of thicker dough, right? It's thick. It's more like a bread. 包子. They often appear in two sizes. 大包, big buns, which are the most common forms of baos sold by street vendors, and 小包, small buns. 大包, 小包. Delicious baos, a Chinese steamed meat bun, Yochichang alami. So baozi is more like a jimbang in Korea, right? Jiaozi is more like a mantou. Let's remember that. Huo guo, hot pot. Huo means hot. Guo means roast. Huo guo, more commonly known as a hot pot, is a Sichuan specialty that has spread its influence throughout the country. Over time, many variations have developed in each region of China, using different meat as well as soup bases, sauces, and condiments. Soup bases, sauces, and condiments. The most famous of all huoguo is the Chongqing Mala hot pot, Malatang, Chongqing Mala hot pot, which adds Sichuan pepper to the boiling meat broth. It is known to leave a burning and spicy sensation to the tongue. It is known to leave a burning and spicy sensation on the tongue. Chengdu, Sichuan. Chengdu is the capital city of Sichuan province. Chengdu, Sichuan hot pot. Rou Jia Mo, a Chinese burger. Rou Jia Mo is a Chinese version of the American hamburger, except the buns are thinner and flavored with meat gravy and chili paste. Really spicy, right? Rather than ketchup and mustard, flavored with meat gravy and chili paste. The meat is shredded rather than forming a large circular patty. Each vendor sells rou jia mo with his or her own special filling of spiced mix. The two most common types are Shanxi provinces, La Churros jiamo, which is made with pork in gravy, and Ningxia Hui, autonomous regions, Yangrou means mutton, Yangrou rou jiamo, which is made with lamb. Made with lamb. Rou jia, rou means meat, jia means, I think, family, more, jiamo. Chinese hamburger is popular street food. Chinese hamburger in Chinese is han bao bao, right? Han bao bao. Vyacheslav Tsarev alami. So that's rou jiamo. It's a slice. The meat is a slice, not forming the circular large patty, right? Filled with a mixed mix, a spiced mix, jiamo. Donkey meat sandwich, I don't know. I could try donkey meat or horse meat. According to historical records, donkey meat has been a Chinese delicacy since the Ming Dynasty. It has been a Chinese delicacy since the Ming Dynasty. Back then, it was eaten for military men's survival. Today, it is an easily accessible, popular, common street food that is simple to carry on the go, particularly in Baoding. Carry on the go, common street food. The donkey meat is first shredded and then stewed with a mix of various spices and sauces. This results in a juicy, savory batch of meat that is placed in between two sandwich buns. So crepe, savory, salty but with a flavor. Savory batch of meat, juicy savory batch of meat that is placed in between two sandwich buns. Chua, Chinese kebabs. Chua, also known as kebabs, are pieces of meat skewered onto thinly cut bamboo sticks. Chua 닭꼬치, 양꼬치, right? chuan, 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 chuaner, chuan, chuan, chuaner, chuan, chua, chua, chua. Any kinds of meat or even vegetables are used. Street vendors prepare them by coating the meat with salt, dried chili flakes, and ground cumin spice, and then mixing all three ingredients together. Before barbecuing the marinated meat over charcoal fires until they are well cooked. Chua are common throughout China, but they are mostly eaten at outdoor night stalls called dapaidang, during the summer. Dapaidang. Chua on a food stall in the Dongcheng district, Beijing. Conrad Zalewski Almari. Chua, dapaidang, Bing Tang Hulu, candied hawthorns. Bing Tang Hulu are Chinese hawthorns covered with hardened coat of sugar syrup and skewered onto long thin sticks. They taste both sour and sweet, similar to mini candy apples, but more sour, astringent, and granular. Though tanghulu come with other fruits such as strawberries and apples, the most common and popular version, which is found in central Beijing, is stuffed with a horse. What is a horse? Right, horse. The exterior is crunchy and sweet, while the interior is soft, sweet, and sour due to the fruit. Tanghulu, traditional Chinese hard caramel coated fruit skewers. Those are skewers, right? Chua, also skewers. They use the skewers, right? Skewered, chua kebabs, chua. Bing tanghulu, candied hawthorns. Hawthorns. What are hawthorns, man? Hawthorns. And haw. What is a haw, man? Haws.
Ha.
Haw.
Ha.
Haw.
Ha.
Haw.
Ha.
Haw. To the left. Fruit of the hawthorn tree or shrub make a stammering sound. Haw. Haw. Ooh, I thought hawthorn was some kind of person's name. Hawthorns.
Hawthorn.
Hawthorns.
Hawthorn.
Hawthorns. Type of small tree shrub. Hawthorn. Hawthorns may refer to hawthorns. Let's find that out. Crepe. Hawthorn. 애기 사과? Hawthorn? Really? Haw? Hawthorn. 산사나무? Hawthorn. Looks like a pear, small apples. Hawthorn, 산사나무. Hawthorn. Ban mian means flour. Ban, I don't know. Chinese noodle soup. Ban mian is a popular Chinese noodle dish that commonly uses fish stock, particularly anchovy stock, as the base for the soup. In most cases, the ingredients include egg noodles that are made of eggs, flour, mushrooms, and anchovies. However, variations of noodle soups can use substitutes or additional ingredients such as sausages, chicken, drumsticks, chili, or Sichuan peppers. Depending on the vendor, ban mian, especially the soup, leaves a flavorful aftertaste that lingers on the tongue for hours, tempting ban mian noodle soup, popular in China and Malaysia. Ban mian. 葱油饼, deep fried scallion pancakes. I think I'll stop here and come back to this part because I have to go to work. Go back to work and finish the report and go home. Hi, today is Friday, September 22nd, and it's almost the lunchtime. So I have a couple of minutes to go before I eat Bonga Myeonok's noodles in Namwon City. I'm gonna read or finish off the rest of the article that I didn't finish yesterday. So here we go. 葱油饼, more well known as scallion pancakes. Bing means pancakes, right? Yo means oil or oily. 葱, probably a scallion. Are thin flatbreads. That's a thin flatbreads layered with spiced scallion and deep fried with oil. They are essentially the Chinese version of Western pancakes, but made with dough rather than batter. Okay, dough and batter, they are different, right? Dough is more thicker, more viscous, and batter is more fluid, more soft. Just as pancakes are an essential part of breakfast in America or European countries, 葱油饼 is regular breakfast item found as a common meal along China's streets. Though greasy,油, they are known for their flavorful and juicy initial taste and aftertaste. So here, initial taste and aftertaste. Street food vendors in China, Subod, Agnihotri, Alami. So those are 葱油饼. It's more like a pancakes, but it has scallions, joge inside, spiced scallion, and deep fried with oil. Thin flatbreads, and they use dough instead of batter, right? Since you are here, we would like to share our vision for the future of travel and the direction a culture trip is moving in. Really? So that was the end of the 10 street foods, right? But let's read what a culture trip has to say. Culture Trip launched in 2011 with a simple yet passionate mission to inspire people to go beyond their boundaries and experience what makes a place, its people, and its culture special and meaningful. And this is still in our DNA today. We are proud that for more than a decade, millions like you have trusted our award-winning recommendations by people who deeply understand what makes certain places and communities so special. Increasingly, we believe the world needs more meaningful real-life connections between curious travelers keen to explore the world in a more responsible way. That is why we have intensively curated a collection of premium small group trips as an invitation to meet and connect with new like-minded people for once-in-a-lifetime experiences in 3 categories. Once-in-a-lifetime curation, culture trips, rail trips, and private trips. Our trips are suitable for both solo travelers, couples, and friends who want to explore the world together. By the way, listeners, I have a official tour guide license in Korea, so I can receive foreign tourists into Korea, and also I can take Korean tourists overseas where English is spoken. So I can do the travel arrangements both ways. If you, in case you need to come visit Korea, please contact me and I can arrange any travel needs for you. I can be your personal travel guide. I can give you some itineraries. I can recommend some exotic places like rural areas or red light district, and you name it. Of course, for profit, I do it for money. Culture trips, but I'm an amateur. I'm an amateurish travel guide. Culture trips, but I can speak English better than any other Koreans. Culture trips are deeply immersive 5 to 16 days itineraries that combine authentic local experiences, exciting activities, and 4 to 5 accommodation to look forward to at the end of each day. Our rail trips are our most planet-friendly itineraries that invite you to take the scenic route, relax whilst getting under the skin of a destination. Our private trips are fully tailored itineraries curated by our travel experts specifically for you, your friends, or your family. Private trips, curated rail trips. Our most planet-friendly itineraries. We know that many of you worry about the environmental impact of travel and are looking for ways to expanding horizons in ways that do minimal harm and may even bring benefits. We are committed to go as far as possible in curating our trips with care for the planet. That is why all of our trips are flightless in destination, fully carbon offset, and we have ambitious plans to be net zero in the very near future. So here are many new cliche of net zero. That means net carbon production or carbon footprint becomes zero. For example, your car emits certain amount of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, or ozone related chemicals, exhumes. But if you plant trees or if you use electricity using the solar energy power, then and it offsets the production of carbon footprint, then it becomes zero. So it is called net zero. It doesn't mean that you don't use energy. You have to use energy, but overall, the production of carbon emission becomes net zero. Zero after plus, minus, multiplication, division, and so on. Net zero. And offset, carbon footprint, fully carbon offset, right? Fully carbon offset. Offset means something is tallied against something and it becomes plus or minus. Here it becomes minus, I guess. Flightless. Their trips are flightless. Yes, if you come to Korea, your trip would be flightless and carbon offset. Yes, I will guide you in my car, so I will definitely producing a lot of carbon. But instead of eating meat, we will eat vegetables, mostly. so that your trip would be carbon net zero. Meat, cows, pigs, they produce a lot of methane gases, and methane gas and other gases, and it destroys our protection layer in the stratosphere, endangering our life on Earth, on this planet. So by eating vegetables, we become vegan or vegetarian, and it negates production of carbon and methane gas. So your trip would be fully carbon offset. So from this article, we learn many expressions such as savory, crepe, scallion, 饼, 葱油饼, pancakes, oily, deep fried, shallow fried, dough, batter. There is a subtle difference between dough and batter. You use dough to make a pizza, but you use batter when you fry something in the oil. So batter is more fluid. It's less viscous. It has less viscosity. American pancakes, they use batter. Chinese pancakes, they use dough. So flatbreads, fully carbon zero, carbon offset, net zero, flightless, curation, family friendly, and so on. But before I close this video, let me go over the article one more time. This article was written by Angela Lee. I wonder who she is. So Row Jiamo, Uyghur food, street food. Dapaidang means street vendor. Rice balls, dumplings. Jiaozi is more like a mantou in Korea. And baozi is jimbang in Korean. Baozi, jiaozi. 煎饼 in Chinese. 煎饼 Bing means duck. Sauce, cilantro, scallions. 饺子 flavor. 饺子 排骨年糕 年糕 means duck in Korean. Duck. Pork chop, fried, sticky, compact. Flavors, juicy. 吃饭团 glutinous rice balls. Yeah, balls has nuance. You gotta be careful. Glutinous rice balls. Sweet variations. Nanyang Lu means road. Baozi is more like a jimbang. A thicker dough, big buns, small buns. Xiao bao. Bao means something that wraps things around. Po jagi po. Huoguo hot pot. Huoguo hot pot. Hot pot, right? Malatang hot pot. Spicy sensation on the tongue. Leave a burning and spicy sensation on your tongue. On the tongue. It is known to leave a burning and spicy sensation on the tongue. Chengdu. Gravy, chili paste, mustard. The meat is shredded rather than forming a large circular patty. Pork in gravy. Han bao bao, donkey meat. Yeah, donkey meat. I can try it. Ming Dynasty, donkey meat. The Bible reminds me that a certain woman was in favor of donkey-sized penis. A whore. She was a whore, but the Bible mentions that donkey penis. That's terrible. The Bible, number one book in the world, mentions donkey meat or big pussy and so on. That's terrible, man. P.S. Chua, Chinese kebabs. 虫，锅气，羊锅气，lamb flakes, ground cumin spice. What is cumin? Curcumin, right? Cumin, skewered, meat skewered. 冰糖葫芦，糖葫芦。Astringent, sour, astringent, granular. Hawthorns. Hawthorn's fruit is called hawthorn. 糖葫芦。拌面。Drumsticks, chili, Sichuan. 葱油饼。Breakfast item, flavorful, juicy, initial taste and aftertaste. Beyond the boundaries, decade, award-winning recommendations, real life, once in a lifetime experience. Premium small groups, intensively curated, culture trips, rail trips, private trips, culture trips. Getting under the skin of a destination. If you get in under the skin of someone, you are irritating that person, right? Under the skin of a destination. Environmental impact of travel and looking for ways expanding horizons in ways do minimal harm and do even bring benefits. Curating our trips with care for the planet. Flightless in destination. Fully carbon offset. Net zero. So from this article, we learn many expressions: dumplings, pancakes, batter, dough, flightless, scallions, juicy, flavorful, savory, oily, deep fried, shallow fried, heavily curated or intensively curated, net zero, fully carbon offset, do minimal harm and expand horizons, premium small groups, 糖葫芦, flatbreads, 包子, 饺子, meat based, fish base. Well, that's it. So enjoy your Chinese food, but I would like to get to know about the author. If I have a biography about the author, I will read it. This article was prepared by Culture Trip, right? But there's no link with Angela Lee. I'll just skip it. A martial artist? No, I don't think so. Take care, everybody.